Hello, my name is Matthew Pfeiffer with mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. On this channel, I talk about all things narcissism, and I answer the questions of people who send in emails who have questions about their narcissistic loved one, family member, or workplace dynamic. And if you have a question that you would like for me to answer right here on YouTube, you can send it into Just Ask Matt at mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Again, that is Just Ask Matt at mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Just give me a little bit of time because I do get a lot of emails. I also have a lot of paid coaching clients I have to get to first, and I also have a lot of DMs in my other social media platforms as well. But I will get to it. Just make sure you also keep it 2 to 3 paragraphs max, and you're very direct and to the point of what your question actually is, because I do read it online. Obviously, I keep it confidential for everyone, but to make it easier for the listeners to digest, when we keep it 2 to 3 paragraphs, it's easier for everyone to listen and understand. So it makes for a better experience. Also, make sure you hit the bell notification. You also hit the subscribe notification so you're notified each and every time I upload a new video. I upload a new video 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. With that being said, let me get to this email. So this email reads, hello, Matt. Just to get right to things, I and my siblings grew up with our narcissistic mother. She was abusive verbally and emotionally, and we have all recently gone no contact. Good for you. Even with mothers, even with family members, sometimes it is very necessary to go no or low contact with them when you know that they are being abusive towards you, because it could potentially go down to your kids, and it leads to a lot of self-sabotaging behavior. So this email continues, we've gone no contact and blocked her on everything. I know my mother is also depressed and an alcoholic, and she may have tried in the past to take her own life. Even with narcissists, we take suicide very, very seriously. Quite often it is a form of manipulation that they will use, but we still take it serious. And I'll tell you what to do in these type of dynamics here after this email. I'm not really sure how to phrase my question, but I have no intentions of getting into contact with her again. But if she tries to reach out to us in regards to suicide, should we respond to offer help and support? The answer to that, and which might surprise a lot of people, the answer to that is no, but I will explain to you what you should do. And the reason why the answer is no is that if this is manipulation that she's doing, because keep in mind how manipulative narcissists actually are. If she's manipulating you, right, then you just enabled the behavior. And then when you go no contact again, what is she going to do? Obviously, she's going to up the ante, right? And it goes from a suicide threat to an attempt, and it just continues to escalate, and she will do literally whatever she can to get your attention. I don't want her to die. We don't, even with narcissists, narcissists or people who are abusive, we never want to see anyone in their life. But the idea of potentially having to go through that with her, knowing how horrible she is, makes me uncomfortable, and honestly, I'd rather not. So there's a lot of people, so there's a lot of people who deal with this, that when you leave someone who is narcissistic, when you leave someone who is abusive, we'll throw in borderline personality disorder into that mix as well. Quite often they use suicide as a suicide threat as a manipulative tactic. However, we still take them very seriously, right? But we also cannot just like I was talking about earlier in the email, we can't go and engage, because if it is serious, right, we just enabled the behavior. So guess what? They are going to continue those behaviors when you go no contact again, or any time that you're not doing what they want. They're going to threaten suicide. They're going to possibly take it from a suicide threat to a possible suicide attempt. And even though that attempt may be also a form of manipulation, that could go, you're still putting your life in jeopardy, all for the sake of manipulation. The other reason why we don't enable the behavior, and the reason why we don't go and help, is because if someone is suicidal, they also could be homicidal as well. And this is the reason why you hear the horrific stories of homicide, suicide, those sorts of things. But here's how you handle these things. If she does reach out, if you do hear that she is making these threats, you don't say anything to her, you remain no contact, but you call 911 and you explain the situation, and you have them do what's called a well visit, and you allow for the professionals to do their job, right? You stay out of it and you allow for the professionals to do their job. This does two things. If she does need help, and if she has tried and if there was an attempt, then the professionals need to be on their way anyway, right? And they can take care of her. They can get her to a hospital. They can get her the help that she needs. And it keeps you safe all at the same time. It keeps your family safe all at the same time. That's number one. Number two, it keeps you out of harm's way, because once again, if she's suicidal, there's a possibility of her being homicidal as well. If you were to go and you were to go to try to help her out, and keep in mind, you're not a professional, right? And even with a professional, that's what they would do. They would send someone to, they would send a wellness check on her, right? The other reason why we don't want to do this is that if we go and you have not called 911, right? And she does escalate to where this is an actual attempt, and she does try to end her life, you just wasted a lot of necessary time for the professionals to actually get to her. And so we have to proceed with caution, and we need to send the professionals, but we do not end no contact, because that would, in essence, enable the behavior. Thank you guys for writing in. I know this was a very sensitive subject, and it can be hard to listen to. That the fact that you would send a well visit instead of going for yourself. But keep in mind, this not only keeps you safe, but it also is in their best interest as well. So let the professionals do their job in this sort of situation. With that being said, anyone who has any other questions in regards to narcissism, self-love, codependency, anything like that, feel free to send it to justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Make sure you keep it 2 to 3 paragraphs max. If you would like to book a paid one-on-one coaching session with me, go to mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Both my email and the booking will be down below in the link tree in the description. And with that being said, I'll talk to you soon.